Welcome back to the Battle of Bautzen. I am your host as always. Let us see what the French do this turn. As my opponent said, he's being fairly cautious because this is not the Grande Armée of 1805-1806, which makes total sense. So yeah, just continuing to move this, what looks like a division, up towards the crossing. He's detaching more skirmishers. So yeah, MacDonald is going to cross the river here. There is no way I can stop it. I've been screening it fairly effectively with the cavalry, but I cannot stop it. There is just too much coming at the crossings. So I do not intend to stop it at this point. So I'll let him get those troops across the river. Because, well, again, I can't stop it. But with my position at Bautzen being in jeopardy at the very least, I am going to probably pull my advance guard back at this point. Pull the advance guards back to a stronger defensive position and closer to the main army at this point. I'll still have them advanced of the main line, but they will be starting to fall back, I think. Because again, with Oudinot across the river and MacDonald soon to be across the river as well, they're going to be under a lot of pressure. So it's a case of, do I want to keep them in position and risk them? And the general answer is not really. So, again, long battle, so we're going to make sure we take advantage of the time that we have. Continuing to push forward over here. Württembergers on the move still. What are the Württembergers up to? Looks like they're just getting eyes across the river. Alright, right wing of the 3AW has been released. 7 units undisordered of the 11 checked. Alright, so let's do this. So, with their cavalry pushing quite heavily, I intend to take advantage of said fact. As I continue to pull back the Cossacks. the cavalry is to continue falling back for the most part, until they get to, I'm thinking, well, I'm thinking about where they are now, actually. They'll stop about here. Let's get you going that way. Dragoons. Boblets. Alright. So they continue to fall back. This is where the Cossacks and the cavalry will make their stand. Even though there's French infantry coming behind them, I might as well try and delay them a little bit longer. Alright, the Bavarians and other French troops are in pursuit. There is that. Alright. We continue to fall back. Let's look at the artillery. Yes, they can shoot at things at this point. The question is, would the French be able to reach us this turn? No, I don't think they would. But I will start pulling the cavalry back as well. So at this point I am going to hit them with some artillery. While I could. The rest of the artillery can't do anything, but let's pull this lot out at this point. I mean, as key terrain as Bautzen is, I don't think it's just worth losing a crap ton of soldiers over. All these men of... all this would be better put to use elsewhere, so... Alright, we are still getting set up nicely. Change formation. Alright, we are getting set up nicely in Krakowitz. Our position is now nicely set up and ready to receive. This lot are going to, unsurprisingly, go into said woods on the high ground. Otherwise, we are set to hold our current position. What else could I do? I suppose I could break down these Fusiliers into skirmishers. Break them into skirmishers, and then from there they would be set to take advantage of the current positions, at the very least. So break them down into skirmishers and position them further ahead. That's one way of doing it. We'll have these in the woods for certain. Horse artillery. I think the horse artillery is fine where it is. King Frederick, you are to go join Blucher on the hill. You are in command of that lot, so you are in effective command as it is. Let's send this lot down there, this lot up here. And you're part of that, so you're going to go there. And then you'll turn to face that direction. As for the Brandenburg Dragoon, as for the various cavalry, Lithuanian Dragoons will sit in the middle. And then the West Prussian Dragoons and the Brandenburg Dragoons will sit on a flank. There to basically sit behind in case a charge is needed. And that is them dealt with. Everything else is still fixed, so we are still not doing anything with them. Now, what do I want to do with this lot? Do I fall back from this position? If I do, where do I fall back to? I mean, this position here is a nice one, but is it really all that special or worth it? And in the grand scheme of things, I would say no, it's not. But his current plan, looking at the map, is to basically have MacDonald and Oudinot force me from this position via dint of outflanking, which is fairly effective. It's just going to force me out of that position by going round me. Alright, these as soon as I can, these 12 guns are going to fall back as quickly as possible towards the cavalry next turn. Do I want to abandon Bautzen? That is the question, isn't it? Abandon Bautzen. I lose a very key piece of terrain because, well, it is incredibly hard to take Bautzen, given that there's only four ways you can get into Bautzen. So there is that. But again, he could just go round Bautzen and therefore isolate all the troops in there. Because I doubt he's going to assault Bautzen. It's too much of a hassle. Too hard to fight in there. Plus, it's going to be too hard to even get in there. Especially if I end up just falling back into the into the castle. Into the Ottenburg here. So, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's even worth holding. So, but I will hold on to it at least one more turn. Same with this current position of Eugene's corps. Eugene's corps will fall back maybe next turn. And and then otherwise I am going to bring most of my forces back. Skirmishers, you're going to return towards your parent regiments, as I am determined to get onto the... where could my line end? So let's say I have my line reach here, basically left flank there, right flank all the way up here. That would be effective, so... But unfortunately, again, I think he's just going to look to outflank my entire position. I doubt he would want to assault me frontally, so... But we will continue with a wait-and-see approach. Hello. He's pushed some Württembergers up here. So, as I continue to bring my various flung out cavalry back towards the main line, I intend to keep the Cossacks doing, well, Cossack stuff. But if this lot of Württemberg cavalry want to press the issue, they are more than welcome to. Personally, what would I do in this situation? If I was the French... I mean, the river down here is an incredible issue, so I would still continue pushing forward with MacDonald and Oudinot. Marmont, the same pretty much, doing what he's doing, but Bertrand's corps, I would probably send it up here, cross over here, because, well, the river is narrow enough to cross here, and it won't cause too much issue because, well, I would obviously avoid up here because swamp and marsh. But push them across here and move for the village. That would be potential. But that's me. Let us get these guys up here. Alright, you are still disordered, unfortunately. Alright, you're in line. You're going to be in shortened line, so I will extend you in a minute. Because unfortunately that battalion is just large enough to warrant being forced into extended line. Alright, you are in regular line. Can I extend you? Yes, I can. There we go. They're not going to be the most, well, useful in said extended lines because there's not a lot of them. But better that than have them 6 ranks deep and therefore pretty underwhelming. But more importantly now is the rest of Barclay's force has just been released, so we can get them marching towards the battlefield. Because this is a good amount of infantry battalions that will be better used elsewhere, rather than holding this far-flung area. while they are useful, they're not going to be that useful. Another reason I'm going to be on the defensive for the most part in this battle is because of the fact that, well, at the moment it's set to be a French major defeat, so I can afford to just sit on my butt and do nothing. The French have to attack, so it's a case of I can afford to trade space for time. The Dutch Catherine Battalion. The Belarusisk, Ryazan, Brest, Patolsk. Just looking at my various infantry around here. 37th Jaegers. The Estonian Infantry Regiment. The Moscow Dragoons. Ryazan. What about up here? What have we got? Oh, right, these are all grenadiers, aren't they? Moscow Grenadiers. Yeah, so they're all grenadiers and, well, heavy cavalry, like the Novgorod Cuirassiers, the Little Rus Cuirassiers, the military order. Kiev Grenadiers. I wonder, are they anywhere around here? But I doubt they are at this point, actually, now that I think about it. I'm just checking on a unit to see if it's here from the good old Napoleon Total War days. But I doubt it is, to be fair. If it's not here, it's probably on another front. But anyway, I'm just making sure I've done everything. The Vitebsk Infantry Regiment. So don't mind me being a hilarious pain in the arse. Anyway, let us... Anything else I want to really move? Not particularly. My position on the heights is still... Why are you detached? Oh, that's why you're detached. So that will fix that, which should allow them to get reordered. The Silesian Schutzen. I mean, what else could I do? Let's see. Who is actually spotted? Okay, he spots these 3 units. He doesn't actually spot the vast majority of my forces on the heights, which is useful. He spots all of this, and he spots this. So, the vast majority of my movements would still be hidden. So, what could I do here? Let's look at the terrain. While my movements are still hidden, what could I do with it? Is there any sort of sneaky uppance I can plan? Not particularly. It depends on, again, what he does. So again, I think I'm just going to continue with the wait and watch policy. See what the French get up to, and then respond. If I then get an opportunity to launch my own attack, by all means I will do so. But for now, it's a case of wait, watch, respond. Anything. Dusk will be at 7 o'clock. So we got a good 5.5 hours of potential fighting left. So we got a while before nightfall. And in this case, I think within half an hour or so, I am going to pretty much abandon Bautzen, I think. I'll bring basically this lot back and place them here. Which would allow me to... maybe I'll place them here. Place them here. That allows me to shift this lot further down. Yeah. Allows me to shift some forces about as necessary. The guard, however, I am going to move the guard ever so slightly and basically place my guard up on this massive height, on the heights here. Just so they are, well, for one, protecting the road of retreat, and two, if the French continue to outflank, they'll run smack dab into the guard and hit a roadblock because, well, they are my best troops. When they're all quality A or A+, they are going to put a stink on any French assault. Otherwise, the rest will generally stay where it is. Rhoda can stay where he is. He's in a decent spot. Plus he would be the basic left flank of the army of Silesia. So I'm basically going to have the army of Silesia positioned here. Then then further down will be, well, Alexander with the Russian army, or at least the main Russian army. And then Barclay de Tolly and his force will basically guard up here, around the Galena Windmill Hill. That is the plan. Let's see if it continues to survive contact with the enemy and what they do. So, I thank you for joining us with this episode, and I hope to see you again with the next part. So, bye-bye for now.